Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos, and I hope you enjoy. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or ideas, leave a comment. So, it is, July 5th. This is the aftermath of July 4th festivities. Just being honest, it's a little crazy in here. I need to, throw some trash away, put some beer away in the fridge, do some dishes, and then what I did this year is I actually made about 8 cheesecakes. I made 8 cheesecakes, 7. Hold on, let me do the math. That's wild. I don't know if you can hear that. We have an ice cream truck in our area. I haven't heard that sound in a really long time. Anyway, that probably didn't even catch, so you're probably like, what the heck? Anyway, I made this really delicious blueberry topping and a strawberry topping. And I have all the filling available to make 2 more cheesecakes. One, I'm going to kind of split with my husband and I. We may not even finish it. I might end up freezing half of it because we're still doing like a keto carnivore thing. So we'll have a little treat and then we'll move on. But then I wanted to make another one for my sister and her neighbor. So anyway, let's get started with that. I'm going to clean up the kitchen a little bit and then I will see you back here in just a few minutes. Okay, we have a much cleaner working space. So, this recipe, normally you would have to buy like one of those spring form pans. I'll try to insert a picture over here. And do kind of like a water bath in your oven. But this recipe, you're using 2 little 8-inch graham cracker crusts. I'll just be using 2 of these. The one crumpled on top a little bit, I'm not sure why, but it's okay. They'll turn out great. You can certainly use chocolate if you wanted to. You could also make your own graham cracker crust, and I'll put that down below as well. You know, it's one of those things where a graham cracker crust is really pretty easy to make, and it saves a lot of time just buying it. If you're already going through the effort of making a cheesecake, why not save yourself a step and do it that way. Alright, these have been sitting out getting room temperature for like 40 minutes now if you wanted to speed the process along. If you were cooking something in the oven and you turned off the oven, just sit it kind of on a flat surface on there, not on a burner obviously, just kind of near or on the oven. If you're running your dryer, you can do that too. You could take them out of the packaging and they'll warm up a little bit faster as well. I have an example of when you wait too long. My day just kind of got away with me, and this was my bowl a few hours ago. Hold on, no, you don't need that. And if you can see that, it liquefied a little bit. It's just a little bit too warm for me to safely use. I don't know. That's up to you. I read on Google that you don't want to use cream cheese that's been sitting out longer than 2 hours, and that's been more like 4. So it's up to you, but I would use it at this point. Lesson learned. All right, I got my 4 blocks of cream cheese. What else you're going to need for this recipe is 4 blocks of 8-ounce cream cheese, 3/4 cup sugar, 2 large eggs, slightly beaten, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 2 tablespoons cornstarch, 1 cup sour cream. We are going to preheat our oven to 450 while I do all of that. And let's open these up. So like I said, I've made this cheesecake recipe now. I think I did the math and it was like 8 times. Yeah, I think I got it down. I got this recipe from my brother-in-law, and he got it from like an old like newspaper clipping. So there you go. I have never been able to find an easier cheesecake recipe, and everyone that's tried this has said that it's amazing and delicious. It is not too sweet. It's the perfect amount of, you know, denseness. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. For Thanksgiving this last year, in fact, it might even be in my video playlist, I did kind of like a pecan topping. Now, sadly, with that video, I didn't write down the directions for the cheesecake very well. So not only is this video for any of you watching, but this is also for me so that I can remember it. Alright, this part is just a tiny bit time consuming, so I'm going to speed it up. I like it. I do. You're so cute. The buddy's cute too. He's real cute. Don't worry. Nobody's getting anything. Nobody's shopping. And there you have it. I want to say one last thing about this cream cheese. Full fat. Do not try to skimp on that. This is not meant to be a super healthy dessert. Now, it is lower in sugar than some desserts or even some regular cheesecakes, but do full fat cream cheese. Alright, now we are going to add in our 3/4 cup of sugar. And we're going to stir it around. I have tried this recipe with slightly less sugar. I want to say it was like just under 3/4, maybe a little above half, you know, somewhere in the middle. And it's still good. But personally, if you're trying to watch your sugar, I would just have the cheesecake and not add anything else, like a topping of any kind, just the cheesecake. Because really, if you think about it, like a classic, delicious chocolate chip cookie recipe has, let's see, usually a 3/4 cup of brown sugar and a 3/4 cup of white sugar. You know, double the amount of sugar. So this really is a little lighter than that. So I'm going to get my blender going and let's whip this up. Okay, we've got all this whipped up. My dog insists on laying right by my feet wherever. The thing is, he's not even like begging for food. He probably wouldn't notice if anything hit the ground. He's just he wants to be wherever. All right, 1 cup again of the full fat sour cream. No skimping on this dairy. and Costco will be your best deal for all of this stuff. It's just, I know I've said it in previous videos, it's just so much cheaper to buy any of your dairy products at Costco or at like Sam's Club. If you want like a specialty kind of cream cheese or sour cream, then you're not going to necessarily find that at the bulk food store. But just looking for the regular stuff, that's a good place to go. I don't know why I have this terrible habit of leaving cupboard doors and drawers open. It's a bad habit. And that's sort of my junk cupboard over there. So, hey, 1 cup of sour cream going in. Just straight from the fridge. There's no need to warm that to room temperature, in case you were wondering. The only thing that you're wanting kind of warmer is the cream cheese, and that's so that you can kind of blend it up. Okay. I'm going to add my vanilla. I always measure vanilla with my heart. I would even do a splash more, but I don't want that to change the color of my cheesecake. Careful of my eggs that are over there in the corner. Alright, I'm going to give this a quick little mix. Okay, that is your finished product. When you can tip your bowl and it's stiff and it's whipped like that, it's all mixed. You can't see any separating ingredients, like the cornstarch is all mixed in and everything. It's ready to go. You don't want to over mix it, so just enough to kind of get this consistency and to make sure that all of the cornstarch is mixed in is just fine. I'm going to give this just a couple more turns with my mixer, and then we're going to put it in our pie crust. Alright, my pies are ready to go into the oven. Again, no water bath. I just put it on a cookie sheet so that I can put them in at the same time and pull them out at the same time. You really shouldn't experience any spilling over the tin, but it's just easier this way. My oven is at 450. I'm going to put these in for 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes, I'm going to drop the heat to 200 degrees, and these will cook for 45 more minutes. Then you turn the oven off, and you open the oven door, and you let these cool for at least 1 hour. Now, the recipe says to let them cool for 3 hours in the oven, and you could do that. But for me, I've noticed that 1 hour is plenty, and then I put it in the fridge to cool completely. So let's get those in the oven. I will show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, my timer, just went off for my cheesecakes, and I'm going to turn off my oven. It's completely off. Now I'm going to just prop it open, just like that. Let me turn you around here real quick. They look like they're perfection. Let me show you something really quick. I don't want to bother them because I don't want to make a crack in them. But if I can bring the phone closer, the edges are just toasted. And just to show you, I'm going to move my pan just a little. It's like almost a jello consistency. All right, I'm going to bring this back to the just opened position, and I'm going to leave it alone for about an hour. And here is the finished product. I let it chill for about a couple of hours, and a little bit of the crust came off on the bottom, but oh well. Go make it. It's so easy and it tastes so good. See you next time.